Hey ladies, have you ever been driving down the road and all of a sudden your car starts to shake? I mean, the whole motor is shaking and your car has this awful sound. I mean, it sounds almost like a damn train. Anyway, a lot of women were scared to fix on our cars, so the first thing we do is automatically take it to a mechanic and spend like $600 to $1,000 just for something simple like a tune-up. Well, today I'm going to show y'all what I do and how I solve the problem. To take your car to O'Reilly's or either AutoZone and get a diagnostic test done on it. A diagnostic test is something like you going to the doctor and getting a checkup and getting a diagnosis. Okay, so you got to find out what's wrong with your car. You need a baseline. So it's free to get the test done. So it only takes a few minutes. They'll plug in their little machine and then you'll get a little printout telling you what's wrong with your car. So if you get a code that one of your cylinders is misfiring, it might say PO 301, PO 302, PO 305. Whatever that last number is, that's what cylinder is misfiring. Okay, so now we have our baseline. So now we got to figure out what's causing our car to misfire. Could it be spark plugs? Could it be a coil block? Well, let's start with this project now. First of all, make sure that your car is cool, okay? Do not try to work on a hot car, all right? Or you'll be going to the ER getting a diagnosis. All right, let's make sure our car is cool now. Okay, you guys, this car is a 2017 Chevy Spark, and I got a code stating that I have a misfire in cylinder 2, okay? Well, first thing we're going to do is try to figure out what is causing cylinder 2 to misfire. Okay, so like I said, again, 2017 Chevy Spark. The first thing we're going to do, you see this bolt here? We're going to take this bolt loose, and we'll take it loose with a diamond L-cut tool. This is not a diamond L-cut tool, but I'm just showing you guys. You want your L wrenches, but it's going to be a diamond cut. So we'll take that, and we'll loosen that bolt there. Let's get it loose, okay? I've already taken everything apart previously. And be careful not to lose these bolts or nuts or anything. They're very difficult to find if you drop them down inside your engine. Alright, so we're going to take this piece. I'm going to sit it up here so I don't lose it. Now we're going to take this oil cap off. Okay, got that. We're going to remove the cover. You got to sort of pry it open. Once you get that removed, put your oil cap back on so we don't get any dust or debris inside it. Okay, you guys, right here, these are your coil blocks. All of them, okay? And on the Chevy Spark, they're all lined up. If you don't know the numbers of your blocks, you could go to AutoZone or O'Reilly and they can print out you a chart showing you what numbers are your blocks. Okay, this one is lined up 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the diagnosis that I got was that I have a misfire in 2. So this is the coil block number 2. So what I'll do, I'll take this coil block loose, and that is a 10 millimeter bolt that's on it. So we just loosen it, and I'm not going to loosen it, you guys, but you take it off, and you're going to swap it with this one. And when you swap these two and tighten them down, and then you go get another diagnosis on your car, diagnostic test done. And once you get the diagnostic test done, now if it says misfire in the one cylinder, then you know it was your coil block. Okay, I decided I'll go ahead and take one of these coil blocks off. So right here you have a little clip. And with this clip, you're going to take the screwdriver and you're going to push back on it. Right here, you're going to push up to get that clip up, okay? Just like that, the clip is up. See there? See this one? This one is not pushed up. You can see the little red tip right here. So on this one, when you don't see that red tip at the bottom, you know that you pushed it up. So it's unlocked. Okay? So now what you're going to do, you're going to take this wire loose back here. Wiggle it loose. And it comes out just like that. And now you could take the coil block loose. So like I said, take a 10mm socket and we're going to take it loose. I'm doing this all with one hand, you guys. And just unloosen that bolt. Alrighty. And then you're going to wiggle this and pull it out. Boom. And that's your coil block. Alright. Now, say for instance you replaced all these coil blocks and your car is still running raggedy. It's still vibrating. It's still shaky. You can't get any power on acceleration. Well, the next thing you might want to do is change your spark plugs. So now that we got that coil block off, down in that hole is your spark plug. Okay, you see your spark plug down off in there? You have a spark plug in there. And on this 2017 Chevy Spark, you still use your ratchet wrench, and with a 9/16 socket, you're going to go down there and you're going to take those spark plugs out. It's that simple. And all four of them are here underneath these coil blocks on this 2017 Chevy Spark. Alright, so you'll try changing the spark plugs. I mean, spark plugs are really cheap anyway, so if you're changing these coil blocks, most of the time they all won't need to be changed at the same time. Usually it's just one that will go out, and they're pretty expensive, you know. So you probably want to just replace one at a time or whatever you can afford. But I mean, if there's nothing wrong with them, don't replace them. Alright, and like I said again, your spark plug is in there. You'll need a 9/16 socket to get down off in there and just loosen the spark plug and replace the spark plug. And nowadays, spark plugs are pre-gapped, so you don't have to do anything to them but order them, buy them, and put them in the car. Alright, you guys, and now we're going to reconnect the coil block. Here's your coil block. Just going to sit it back down off in there, push it a little bit, line it up with your hole over here, and we're going to put our bolt back in there. We're going to tighten this back down. Yes, I'm hand tightening. I'm working with one hand, you guys. Okay, we're going to tighten that bolt up. Get it nice and tight. We got it nice and tight with our ratchet wrench. And you guys, a lot of women, they don't know how to use the ratchet set. But I'm going to do another video and show you guys how to do it. Okay, so we're going to push our wire back in there in the back of the coil block. We're going to push our clip back down. Alrighty, I heard it click back in place. Now we're going to put our cover back on, And to put the cover back on, remember you have to remove the oil cap. Line it up. Push it a little bit. Line everything up. Get your bolts. Your diamond cut bolt. Okay, I got all the bolts in and all the parts put back together. Put the oil cap back on. Now it's time to start the car up. And let's see what it sounds like. All right, I'm not shaking anymore. Okay, before I put that coil block back on, before I replaced it, I was shaking like it was an earthquake outside. And I want to let y'all know that sometimes when you go get your car read, like when you take it to AutoZone or O'Reilly and they put the scanner on it and you get the code, sometimes the code can read fuel injector. That doesn't mean just jump to it and change the fuel injector. No. Do the small things first, like the spark plugs, like the coil block, and they can fix your problem. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in with Jay. And remember, women work on cars also.